What up? Welcome back to Diverging Episode! And you can see I'm not playing Call of Duty. I'm taking your guys' suggestions and playing some Dead Island. And some reason I knocked some dude's leg off and it got stuck on the wall. I thought it was pretty funny when I started this game. I actually did this game commentary live, and it just seems so boring to me because I didn't really talk about the military stories at all. I was trying to concentrate on the game. So I figured I would do a voiceover later and talk about my military stories, because I know that's what you really want to hear. But let me know in the comments if you want me to do a gameplay with live commentary, but there won't be too many military stories, if not any, when I do that. So let me know in the comments below, and while you're at it, you could be so dope freshness son and hit the thumbs up button, favorite. It makes me want to keep making these videos because you guys are so awesome, and I like sharing my stories. I like jogging my memory about my stories from the military past. So I left you last week and I talked about how I was deployed right now to Kuwait and to a base called Ali Asalim, and this was during the Iraqi war. And I think I talked about like living conditions, pee bottles, desert queens. I might be forgetting something, but today I want to talk about some of the cool stuff they did for the troops when we were out there. So when Thanksgiving came around, damn, did you see me smack that dude and went flying? So when Thanksgiving came around, they had a thing, like, it's hard to explain. Like, they offered some stuff for the troops to go have Thanksgiving dinner with these American families that were living in Saudi Arabia on like a Texaco compound. I really didn't understand this compound, but it was in Saudi Arabia. So we convoyed from Kuwait. We took a whole bunch of troops with us, and we convoyed from Kuwait to this Texaco compound. And Kuwait is a nice country. We didn't really have to worry anything. I mean, there was some risk, but not much. So we did arm up and all that. But the crazy thing was, we didn't wear our uniforms. They told us to wear civilian clothes. So it was the first time I ever armed up in my whole military career, like with a tac vest and an M4 and a 9mm in civilian clothes, and it felt really cool. It felt like I was doing some kind of special ops, which I guess I was, because we were security for all the other troops on the base that were going to this compound. I have some pictures. Check it out. So this is me and a guy I was deployed with. His name was Corso, Italian guy from New York. And you can see we got the M4s, we got the tac vests on. I think that's an Abercrombie t-shirt I'm rocking, and like some jeans and some shell-toe Adidas. And it was funny that I brought that stuff with me to a deployment, because I never wore it. But on that deployment, we could wear a lot of civilian clothes off duty. So here's another picture of the whole gang, or some of the guys that went with us. And you can see one of the guys is rocking khakis, because we were supposed to dress up because we're going to like a family's house for Thanksgiving. And I didn't have really much nice clothes I brought with me. I brought jeans. So that guy happened to have khakis and a button up, and he also has a 249. Which is it's kind of weird to see that. Like, he's got a 9mm strapped to his leg with khaki pants on. But yeah, it was a very interesting experience as far as arming up in civilian clothes. But it was awesome. I never got to do it ever again after that. So we take the convoy, we drive all the way down to Saudi Arabia, and we get to the compound. And the compound is like nice. It's like, it looks like a military base, but it's a Texaco compound. There's like guards and all. There was housing on it, and two of the biggest houses were like the president and vice president of the compound or whatever. And so some of the people were Saudi Arabian people, families that lived on it, and some were American. So we got split up, but we all got different families to go have dinner with. And I got lucky. The group that I got to go to was with the vice president of the compound, and his house is huge, and it's right on the Persian Gulf. Like, his backyard is the Persian Gulf. It's ridiculous where this guy's living. And he made Thanksgiving dinner for us, and he had beer. And beer is like, we couldn't have beer in Kuwait because it's part of the Muslim religion. You know, alcohol is forbidden in the country, so we couldn't have beer or alcohol at all on the base. So we haven't had any. And he had beer, but it was beer that he brewed himself, and we were drinking it. I have a picture of it too. As you can see, we were so excited to get to drink beer because we only had one, and because we had to arm up after dinner or whatever, so we didn't want to get drunk. And if you can see to the left of me, you could see that there's something, or to the right of me, there's like some kind of like oil thing all the way out in the ocean. They had this big pipe that ran all the way up to the shoreline. I don't have any pictures of the actual pipe, but I'm assuming they're drilling for oil all the way out there. So yeah, so we had dinner, and it was really good because we haven't had a dinner from a home cooked family for, I don't know how long I was out there. Let's see, I was only out there for about 3 months so far. So it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was nice to have a real Thanksgiving dinner. Unfortunately, there was a lot of people that couldn't go on this special thing because they still had to stay on the base and work. It was all the people that happened to be off and the cops that wanted to volunteer to do security. But I was like, hell yeah, I'll volunteer for that and go have Thanksgiving dinner with a family. So we did that. And we also got a little tour of the compound. And there was a golf course on it, like an 18-hole golf course. But in Saudi Arabia, there's no grass. It's all sand. So what they did was they would, like when you go golfing, you would carry around like a square piece of grass. So you would hit the ball off of it. I'm sure it wouldn't roll like a real golf course. It would just land in the sand and not move. And you would bring your piece of grass to it, put it there, and put the ball on top of it, and hit it again. And I think it was like the only golf course in Saudi Arabia at the time. And so I thought that was pretty interesting when they told us that. So we went back to after Thanksgiving dinner. We had to go back to a base, Ali Al Salim, and that was it for Thanksgiving. Here's a funny situation that shows that the military is a really small place. Now, when I was in boot camp, you had like a squad leader that was going through boot camp with you, but the TI decided on making him the leader. And this guy was really gung-ho, and he went to go to be a pararescue guy, like special forces, after boot camp. And I remember he talked trash to me. He's like, "Oh, you're not going to make it as security forces. This is too hard for you." I'm like, "Whatever, dude." He was kind of a dick. And so he went to pararescue, like the hardest possible thing you can do, which I felt that he could probably do it. He was a pretty tough dude. So now I'm deployed to Kuwait, and I'm in the gym, and I see this big tall guy walk by. I'm like, "Oh, that's," I can't remember his name, but I was like, "That's the element leader, a flight leader from boot camp." I was like, "Yo, what's up?" I'm like, "You a PJ?" Because I remember you went to PJ school. He's like, "Nah, I didn't make it." And he was like, "Are you a cop?" I'm like, yeah, I'm doing great." He's like, "Oh, man, that's awesome." But it was funny because I remember him talking trash that I wouldn't make it in security forces, and he didn't make it in PJ. He gave me like some bum excuse. He's like, "Oh, I broke my arm or something." I mean, he might be telling the truth, but I think being a PJ, it's 90% dropout rate. Like, it's really tough. Like, me, honestly, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able, because I hate being drowned. They drowned you. Like, literally, you'll drown. And they, like, revive you. Like, that's one of the things you do in PJ school. Like, I could never do that. But it was kind of crazy to see this guy all the way out in Kuwait, and I didn't see him from, like, 3 years ago in San Antonio. So, I think this is going to wrap it up for this week's Downrange Gaming. I'm so sorry that it was so late. I think today is Wednesday now. And I said Monday. I got so many things going on in the videos. We're going to New York tomorrow. So I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? Write me in the comments if you forgive me and you want me to just keep going with the Downrange Gaming with your son. And I want to know what game I should play next, because I see I played Dead Island. And I'll go out and buy a cool game. If you say, "Hey, Jess, you should try this game and do some commentary over it," if you want me to do live commentary as well, and put it in the comments. Let me know. So I guess that will be it. I'll talk to you guys next week. And peace on the streets. Sign.